Hello, friends. It's your boy Treyunt again. We are here for another captain interview. Today we have a really special one. If you guys aren't familiar with what's going on, the server that I run, PMPL, is doing a team tour. Not going to go into too much detail about it just because if I did, I'd be sitting here all day. If you guys have any questions or you want to learn more about it or anything, I'm going to leave a link to our Discord in the description. You guys can go there and you can learn as much as you want about it, or you can follow along. But yeah, without further ado, the captains we have today, their team name is the Average Joes. The first one is going to be myself. I decided to captain this team tour after not doing the last one. And who am I here with today?
You are here with the greatest playing card suit known to mankind. That is who you're with.
That is a great way to introduce yourself instead of just saying Spades.
Well, they should know by now which the best suit is, and it's not the other black suit
Is
with
that
the
what you
circles.
do? You actually believe that?
I mean, that's what I named myself after. So
Is it?
yeah.
I see. Do you play a lot of cards?
So it was more so stemmed from the fact when I was like 10, I did a lot of like card trick stuff.
Okay.
And then now as I've gotten older, I do a lot of kind of what's called like cardistry or card juggling.
Okay.
So like I do a lot of that. And so yeah, that's kind of where it comes from.
Interesting. I would have never known.
Yeah.
That's
Or I can
pretty
just
cool.
say it's from the shovel. I could say it's from the shovel, but
Yeah.
that's not as interesting. Although that was a groundbreaking invention.
That's pretty cool. A lot of it's kind of cool to see what or like where people get their names from sometimes because a lot of people don't really understand it, especially like my name. Like everybody calls me Trey, but my name's not even Trey.
Oh, perfect. That's just a good bait.
Yeah.
You
Which
can't get
my
doxxed.
my full first name is in my name, and I don't care to say it, but um, it's just funny because everybody calls me Trey, and I just respond to it. And I have somebody I work with whose name is Trey, and I get confused all the time. So that's pretty good. But yeah.
Excellent.
All right, so let's go ahead and get right into the question. So, first question, and I'll go ahead and let you answer first, and then I'll answer afterwards. Um, how did you
All
get
right.
into draft?
Oh boy, it was the WB stuff. That
Okay.
that was the YouTube league from God, I watched that in 2019 or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was like the A Drive League. They did doubles.
Yep.
And then from there, my brother and I looked for leagues on Reddit. We joined a league, and then I kind of worked my way up from there, I would say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um, for me, I actually first got into draft after watching also a YouTube draft, but it was the UCL, which, for anybody that knows, it was ran by mostly somebody that I probably shouldn't say, but I'm going to anyways, D King Nappy. And then it was help ran by like Pokey Aim and Shady Penguin and a bunch of other guys that were in that group. I kind of watched that whole season, and it was so fucking fun to watch. Like I could not wait to watch. I think there were 16 people in the league, and I was watching all 16 POVs every single week because it was just so fascinating to me. Because like the concept of draft was something I had
Hmm.
always like thought about, but never thought it was an actual thing. And so for me, that was really exciting. And I ended up Googling like if there was ways to get into it, and I found this website where people were signing up on there, and we were drafting on the website. It was a really shitty made website. And eventually, all of us somehow got the idea to get into Discord. We made a Discord server, and the rest was history. It kind of found a bunch of leaks through there.
Hmm.
There's
It,
one
it,
person that's still in the draft scene today that I was with back in the day, but that's the only one I recognize.
I think it's really like interesting to think about what would happen like if like the butterfly effect of you not seeing this draft league, kind of how your life would have taken off from there.
Man,
Because like you're thinking of what year this was, right? Because like mine was 2019. I forget what year you said if you said your year.
I didn't say the year, but it was 10 years ago.
Okay, yeah. So just think about kind of the progression of the 10 years, right? Like to me to think about it, it's like, dang, I've put a lot into this and just didn't realize how much time like how much time it's been because a lot has changed in our lives
Yeah.
between now and then.
Yeah.
And just thinking like what would have happened if that wouldn't have happened. Do you have a guess of what you would be doing? I'm assuming you'd be in gaming
Oh shit.
somehow, but
Honestly, I really don't even know because my experience with draft is really weird because I started playing draft like late Gen 6, early Gen 7. And early Gen 7, I was like, I think I was in 8th grade maybe, showing my age a little bit. But I didn't really do much of anything other than my homework. And then I was a three-sport athlete. So in my free time, I was in like 30 draft leagues at one time. Like it was an insane amount.
oh
And
my gosh.
a bunch of them started dying off because like all 30 of them were kind of like there was a main core of people that were in them, and so a lot of the
Hmm.
people weren't active, so a bunch of them kept dying. I was hosting as many as I could, um, but other than
Hmm.
that, like outside of that, I stopped playing probably late into the Usum era, so like late Gen 7. I skipped playing Pokemon, not even just draft, but I skipped Pokemon entirely for Gen 8. And then my girlfriend at the time had bought me a Switch, and I went out and bought Sword and Shield, even though it had been like 3 or 4 years old at the time. I played through it,
Hmm.
and then that was it. I still wasn't playing Pokemon like at all. Scarlet and Violet came around, and I bought it like same day it dropped. Played through it, and I had so much fun. I was like, you know what? Let me see if Draft League is still a thing. And I found a bunch of draft leagues on Discord because I was still in. I
Hmm.
think just the GBA, which I don't even think runs anymore. But I think I was still in that server, and I found a bunch of leagues through there, and the rest is history.
Yeah, now there's a lot of leagues you can just kind of trip over at this point and join.
But yeah, I think if I didn't get back into draft when Scarlet and Violet started, I don't think I'd be playing very many any games right now because all the people I play games with I met through draft for the most part. So
Yeah, that's
who
fair.
knows?
Yeah.
But yeah, all right. We wasted a lot of time on that question, but it was nice. But yeah, let's go ahead and get on to question two.
All
What are
right.
some of your favorite games, either current or all time, outside of Pokemon?
So I'm a big card game kind of nerd. So like I played a lot of Magic. I played a lot of Hearthstone.
Awesome.
I guess the one I play the most right now is Clash, despite how garbage that game is. Like that they
Clans?
Clash Royale.
Clash Royale.
They tried to kill the game, but
Really?
I'm still playing it for some reason. So those are kind of my bread and butter games, like or card games.
Yeah. Yeah, Clash Royale is one that I actually picked back up recently after not playing for like 6 years. And
Put it back down. Don't do it.
I did put it back down. I
Good.
haven't played in about
Good.
2 months. But if we're talking all time, I put a lot of time into probably Fortnite. Would probably be like the game I've played the most in my life. I went semi-pro in it for a while back during COVID.
That's
Um,
pretty cool.
Now, if we want to talk about like my favorite game franchise, it's definitely Dungeon Defenders. If you guys don't know ball, you need to know ball because that game is fucking gas. Um,
I do not know
you,
ball.
you need to learn about ball because Dungeon Defenders is a fucking gas game, and anybody who's watching this that knows, you know, great franchise. But yeah, other than that, probably just like your standard kind of games, like Minecraft, Fortnite, the Mario
What is
series.
this?
It's a tower defense game, but it's like really in depth, and it appeals to people like me that love like post game grindy type stuff. Like that's like my bread and butter is sitting
These
down for
graphics
hours.
are peak. I gotta say, these
They're
are
so
some
good.
peak
They're so
graphics.
good. Yeah, there's
It
some great
reminds me
games.
of like the golden age of games, like 2000, like eight.
I
Like
think
that.
that
That's what.
I think Dungeon Defenders the first one came out in like 2012, so that makes sense. But yeah, all right. Question number three. What is your favorite draft league memory?
I have to harken back to the first league I won. That was with Mono Steel. In
Mono
a
Steel.
non-mono league, I played Mono Steel, and when I look back on that team, it's like I should have won because that was with Max. I had Arceus, Steel, Magirna, and Celesteela.
Yeah, that's pretty
Looking
funny.
back, it's like, well, I did get the best mons available, and they just happened to all be Steel types.
Yeah,
But
nobody sniped them from you.
yeah, Heatran, Klefki were part of that crew as well.
Mm,
Monotype drafts were fun.
yeah. My favorite memory. Unfortunately, I don't have the screenshot anymore because it was on my old phone and it got ruined when I was on a run in the rain. But my first ever league win was in Gen 7, and it was a singles league, and I drafted the absolutely most disgusting stall team of all time. This was back when it was tier based draft instead of points based, and there was a solidified mega slot. Like everybody had to draft a mega, and I had Mew, Chansey, Mega Sableye, Skarmory, Amoonguss. Um, I think I had regular Tornadus on there, but it was the most like disgusting thing I think I've ever seen in my life. Um,
That's pretty funny.
and I went completely undefeated, regular season and um, playoffs. And the guy I beat in finals, I 6-0'd in regular season. And when I beat him in finals, he sent out like a really long like rant thing about how he's never playing singles again because stall is stupid. And I wish I still had the screenshot of his crash out, but unfortunately I can't find it anymore.
Man,
Um,
you're out here bullying people. That's your favorite memory?
Listen,
Your favorite memory is putting people in the dirt.
I mean,
And
it was just coincidental because it was my first league win, and I'll always remember it. I don't remember the team specifically, but like I was just steamrolling everybody, and I wasn't even that good back then. But it was just my team was unbreakable. Like Chansey, Mega Sableye, just those two alone. The only mon that's beating that is Mega Lop. But then you add Amoonguss, Mew, and Skarmory to the mix, and it's like there's not a single Pokemon that's able to break through this. And
yeah,
we're talking Gen 7, so I was able to have Z Mew, and it was a fun time. It was a very fun time. But yeah, all right. Question
the
number
bully.
4. What is your experience with team tours?
So I captained STC, which was Hopeless and Robin's team tour for a couple seasons.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of where all of my team tour experience lies, like for the most part, is just playing in that league, which was just a dedicated VGC
Yeah.
team tour. I was a player the first season and then I captained the last 3 seasons.
Okay.
Um, we did pretty bad the prior season, which was unfortunate, but regardless, yeah. And then I've played as a player in 2 other ones, which I did okay in. So
Not bad. As far as my experience goes, I think most people know, but I've played in a shit ton of team tours. My first one being in SGBL, where I got drafted by a captain duo that did not know me at all, and they spent like 20K on me or something. Um, but I did pretty well in there. I think I went like 4-2.
that's worth it. Yeah.
Should have been 5-1, but Logan hacked me. And that was actually that's where I met Logan. Was after he hacks me. We talked in DMs for a while, and then we both joined a league and became mods in there, and we kind of just became friends after that. So to be fair, if he didn't hacks the piss out of me and I didn't reach out to him in DMs, then we probably would have never been friends. So I'm still grateful for that. Um, but
And
other than that,
just
I've played in a shit ton of team tours. I've been a player. I've captained like 5 or 6 times. Um,
do you have a number? Do you have a guess of how many team tours you've been in?
Probably like 11, maybe 10 or 11.
I
Um,
feel like that's low. I feel like you've
yeah.
been in
Well,
more.
no, I really haven't, because I've only been doing team tours for about 2 years now. Because I didn't know team tours were even a thing until about 2 years ago. But yeah, I mean, I can count real quick because I have them all right here. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, maybe a little bit more. 12, and then 13. And if you count the ones I'm in right now, 17. So, but I've only played in 13, and I said 11, so that's pretty close. But if you're counting the ones I'm in right now, 17.
That's wild. Do you prefer team tours over just
Yes,
like playing solo?
yes.
Okay.
I love team tours. I love the aspect of team tours. I love everything about them.
Do you like captaining more or being a player more?
That's actually a question we're gonna get into later.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'll be quiet. See, the interviewer in me
I
wants
got
to
you.
like
No, I get you.
ask
I
you
get you.
questions too. I just did like 20 interviews for another league
I got
where
you.
I did all of them. So like I have still some of that energy
I get
from
you.
that.
All right, question number 5. What are some of your drafting strategies when it comes to the auction? Now, we don't have to name anybody specific if you don't want to, but do you know what kind of players we're looking for? Which obviously, I'm asking
So
asking
there's
you like I
there's
don't
kind
know.
of I can say this like as generic as possible. So there's where you want to spend on people where you like so there's kind of a couple categories. The first one is you spend on people who you can call almost auto wins.
Mm-hmm.
You want to get at least 1 to 2 people where you can dump budget to and say, all right, I'm going to get this person because I know they're going to get me a win every week.
Yep.
So that's like kind of the first component I say of it. The
Mm-hmm.
second component is your mid-tier guys who you know can be active. Like everything else is activity. So
Yeah.
your mid-tier guys you expect to get at least 50% win rate out of.
Yep.
Your lower guys you expect to get a lot of the interaction and help from, I
Mm-hmm.
would say. Or they're, like the minimum possible that you can get just to fill, but they can play a slot or two. Like your top guys are going to play every week. Your mid guys will play probably, 75%. And then the mid guys, you're going to play 1 to 2 weeks.
Yep.
So that's kind of how I look at it is I try to organize everyone into these people are auto win. These guys, are going to be active and can play a lot of weeks. And then these guys, maybe they're good at a format and they can help out and they'll probably only play 1 or 2 weeks, but that's what mid bids are kind of for.
Yeah.
So it's really kind of that's how I view it is sectioning them into those 3 categories.
That's a pretty good way to explain it. I kind of think like that, but I've never really thought about like putting that on paper. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Question number 6. What should players who get drafted to our team expect?
So for me, I'm very much about organization, involvement, and leading by example. So I'm going to make sure that kind of everything's like in a row. I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to make sure we know who's playing what formats, who's available for each given week, who's helping for what specific formats.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to emphasize involvement and participation. So I'm going to ping people,
Yep.
like basically cold ping people, say, hey, what are your thoughts here? Or what do you think about this? Because involvement's a big deal. And then the one that really matters for captains is leading by example. So you have to be as a captain, and I'm telling this to you too.
Yep.
Not that I'm saying you don't do this, but like we have to show a level of care and a lot of drive.
Mm-hmm.
And what we want to do is we want to push that, not really force it onto our players, but kind of show them like, hey, we're into this league. We want to win.
Yeah.
If you guys are on board with us, we're going to go for a ride. And that's what we want to kind of push is saying, look, if we're going to put the effort in, our players see that, our players want to do that as well, and it just helps everything up. So that's again, I have very involved answers, I guess.
Yeah, I mean that's good. It's kind of just to sum it up pretty quickly. It's just like we're gonna stay on you. Like we're not gonna let you just not
Mhm.
we're not gonna let you just not talk in the server all week and then put a
Yeah.
paste in and play the game. We're not
I
gonna
mean, we
make we're not
picked
gonna make you mock, but
no.
mocks are very encouraged. At the very least, discuss with us your prep and like
Hmm.
we're gonna stay on you. We're not gonna let you start
Yeah.
prepping on like a Friday or a Saturday when your game is on Sunday. Um,
Yeah.
we're
And I
gonna
guess
make sure
another
you know.
mindset I have too is you signed up for league. We paid to have you on our team.
Yep.
We want you on our team. So we'll make you a part of it. So you'll get slotted one or at least 1 or 2 times. You'll be pinged a lot for involvement stuff, and we hope that you have a good time with us. That's kind of all we're here for, right? We're here to
100%.
have a good time first and win second.
All right. Question number six. Yeah. Yeah. Question number six. Do you have a rival captain duo?
Log ice. It's just log ice. I don't know steering that well at all,
Yeah.
but the only matchup that I'm going to force is I'm going to play against log ice. He's the bro though.
I respect it. Yeah, steering is a pretty good buddy of mine. We've actually I don't think we've ever played, but we've been on team tour teams together a couple times now. So I think that'll be a good like
You got to
competitive
force
time.
then. You have to rig versus him, and I'll rig versus log ice. We'll do it.
100%, we can make it happen. And then question number eight. Aside from yourselves, who is going to draft the best player roster?
Because I don't really know the other ones, I'm going to go with Raw, just because he has a lot of kind of internal networks.
Yep.
So I'm going to trust that he knows what he's doing with those networks, and it's on
Mm-hmm.
him if he can do it.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty good one. I think other than that, I think I would probably go with Brett and Ari, just because Brett is the biggest old head. I think he's tied with me for who's been around the longest in the draft community. So Brett knows almost everybody. He's got the most team tour experience by far. He might have more team tour experience than a lot of captain duos combined, which is kind of crazy. And so I expect them to put together a really good team. Um, Ari is coming off of multiple team tour championships recently, and they're also captaining in another server right now, and they just drafted me. And our team looks really damn good on paper, so I can see them drafting something of equal value in our server as well. So that's my guess, or that's my answer.
All right.
But yeah. All right. Personalized question time. So, question number one. Um,
Go ahead.
what would you consider a successful season within the tour? Is anything other than a championship going to be a positive ending?
I'm the stepping stone kind of goals. The first goal is to make playoffs,
Mm-hmm.
and then my goal changes to winning after that. But you gotta go. You gotta get the first hurdle before you get the second one. So the first goal is to get the playoffs. Don't care how we do it. We got to get the playoffs.
100%. I think aside from just winning, obviously everybody will always say like, "Oh, we want good vibes. We want to have a good like well meshing team." And so like a side goal that we're gonna keep in our heads is throughout the season to just try
Hmm.
to by the end of the season know that we put together a good team of people that can all work together. Nobody has a big ego, that kind of thing. And I think
Yeah.
even if we don't perform as well, I think if we had a good time, I'll still consider it a success, but it will still be a disappointment because I think we definitely should be in
Mhm.
finals and most likely winning. But yeah, all right. Question number two. We kind of already talked about this, but what do you consider to be the bare minimum for a captain?
What do you mean bare minimum?
Just like whether you're captaining or like if you get picked up by somebody, like what do you think is the bare minimum that a captain should do?
Oh, it's easy, like involvement and emphasis and drive, I guess. Like just a want to do it, a want to be a part of it, and kind of just selflessness in that act.
Yeah. In my time playing, I think most of the times that I've captained, I've probably done way more than most other captains do. Um, Especially in the most recent tour that I captained in, I was running about 20 to 25 mocks per week across 7 formats, including even when I was also playing. And I think that some people would consider to be too much. Um, but
Yeah, that's a lot.
but you got to do what you got to do, and if you're committing to it, you want to commit to it. I'm gonna give it my all. So if
Mhm.
I have the time, I'm gonna do so. But I would say bare minimum is just like kind of like you said, like set the example. You can't expect other people to like help team prep if you're not going to.
Mhm.
You can't expect people to prep before Friday if you're not going to, or if you're not going to at least like ping them and try to stay on their ass about it. So I
Yeah,
think that's the bare minimum. It's just like do the things that you want other people to be doing. And
exactly.
then
Yeah.
last question. Knowing that we've both been in multiple tours and captain in a lot of them as well, what is your favorite role to play on a team?
Uh,
So kind of talking about like what you were talking about with the like the draft strategy. Do you like being that like number one guy? Do you like being a mid guy where you play like 3 to 4 weeks and do prep?
When I'm a player, I like to kind of I would prefer to slip in under the radar
Mm-hmm.
than be an overspended player. So like kind of that mid-tier kind of player, I guess, so
Mm-hmm.
that there's not as many expectations on me. Like, because obviously expectations can lead to different psychological effects.
Yep.
Like I get into my head a lot of the time where I think that I'm a clear favorite to win a game. I like to be the underdog.
Uh
I
huh.
think the underdog suits me a lot better. So I want to be kind of trademarked as that, although that doesn't happen a lot anymore. Uh, so I like to do that, I guess. And then within the team, I'm the guy who will mock as much as I can.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty clear.
Yeah.
Even in the one that you picked me up when I didn't really play a lick of singles and I was doing singles mocks.
That's true.
Like I want to win and I will do what I can to win. And even if it's bad practice, it's still practice.
That's right. I would say my favorite rule. I really do like captaining. It's probably my favorite thing. But other than that, if I'm picked up as a player, I like being like the flex guy. So like just like throw me on whatever format you need me to any week. I enjoy and I like the fact that people know that I can play almost any format that like has ever been created.
Mhm.
I've played in almost any kind of format you can think of, like you name it. I've very likely played it from like just standard SV to fusions to ADV, LC, VGC. I've played it, um, all different kind of things like that. Like I've played anything. So if you pick me up, I can pretty much play any format. Obviously, there's some that I'm more comfortable with than others, but um, you can put me on any format, and there's a
Mhm.
pretty good chance I can get you a win. And I kind of like that. I kind of like not being forced to play the same format and the
Yeah,
same
there's
draft.
that aspect of people too. It's like the
Yeah.
people who play the mainstream formats and the people who play nat decks. If you can play nat decks, you can go in almost any format.
Yeah.
If you're a reg like in VGC, if you're a reg F one trick or you play on the tour or like on the circuit,
Mm-hmm.
you're going to be less. You're going to be more limited in like team environments where you have a lot of different formats. Like
100%.
in STC, for example, there were a lot of people who joined who were playing on the main circuit who got in at SV,
Mm.
but they were unusable in Sword and Shield. They were unusable in Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon.
Yep.
Like, and then when they did Nat decks or like black and white. So if you know how to play Nat decks, you can play black and white. You can play Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. You can play
Yeah.
Sword and Shield. You can play them all.
It's pretty similar.
So yeah, Nat decks is my favorite, but
Understood.
it's just good.
It was pretty fun when I played it. I had a good time mocking you for that too. But yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah. All right. So that does it for all of the questions. We're going to go ahead and get into the last segment of this interview, which is the teammate quiz. So, like I said, I am going to ask you questions, and you're going to answer based on how you think I would answer.
Okay,
So, I already have all my answers because I mean I wrote the questions. So, um,
I'd hope so.
yeah. So yeah, are you ready?
I guess.
All right. So, question number one: what is my favorite draft league Pokemon?
Oh, no.
You got it.
Um, Mega Scolipede.
Ooh, you know, if you ask me again in a couple months, that might be my answer. But all time, it's Tornti.
Tornty.
I
Okay.
I've been a Tornti believer since like Gen 7. I pick it up literally anytime that I can. I used to I used to use one of the docs where you can like keep track of all your draft stats, and I think like I had Tornti drafted like 15 times, and I think the second highest Pokemon drafted was Annihilate, but like 4 at one point.
That's fair.
Because
Do you have a
Tornti,
guess of what mine is?
you know, I mean, since you play VGC, I'm assuming it's something like a top tier VGC mon. But I don't want to just say like Fluttermane because that seems really, really basic. So I'm gonna go like Urshifu Rapid,
I have won two Sword and Shield leagues with Celesteela, so it will be
Celesteela. Okay,
Celesteela.
Celesteela is my
There was
favorite. It's my favorite
the
Usamon. So
the one I just recently did. I got 42 kills with.
damn. I think
In 3 separate weeks, it got all 8 kills, including the finals.
that's pretty crazy. I think we might have talked
Yeah,
about that before, but yeah,
like
Selly's a good pick. Selly's one
that
of my favorite
will.
mons for singles too. So,
I love Celesteela.
all right, question number two: what is my favorite draft format?
Um, let's go with. I think it's gonna be a Nat Dex one. I'm gonna go with Usum.
It is Usum.
Let's go. We did it.
I'm a big Usum head. Low tier, and Rad Red are close seconds.
Okay.
But Usum has been my bread and butter for a very
All right.
long time.
Same question to you now. Let's see if you can get it.
I mean, it's definitely a VGC. Is it just Natdex VGC?
I mean, I would have. Yeah, I guess I can say Nat Dex, but I can say Little Cup VGC was fun
Ooh,
too.
okay.
If you would have said Series 9 Sword and Shield, though, that would have been fine too.
I gotcha.
But no,
Okay.
Nat Dex VGC is my favorite. I guess I already said that, but
Yeah, makes sense. All right, question number three. Did I win multiple solo draft championships in 2025?
uh, yes.
I did. I believe
Good
I
job.
won, I think it was three, because I looked at this earlier. Yeah, I won three. So I didn't play in too many in 2025. If you would have asked me in 2024, it would have probably been like 10 because I was in a shit ton. But 2025 is when I started to cut back a little bit.
Yeah. You can guess my results if you want.
Is it one?
It is one. It is the most. This is the Sword and Shield one that I just did. I've
Okay.
made the finals a couple times, but yeah, this was not a good the one I won happened to be Sword and Shield, which is funny,
Mm-hmm.
but Gen 9 has not been nice to me so far.
Understandable. Some people have just not had fun in Gen
Yeah.
9.
I won one at the very beginning, and then I just recently won a Maltese one,
Mm,
but that's Maltese, that's not solo, so
yeah. All right. Question number four. Do you think, or do I think pineapple belongs on pizza?
you don't strike me as someone who puts pineapple on the pizza.
Mm, well, pineapple is actually my favorite topping to put on pizza.
Uh,
I absolutely love pineapple. It's my
I
favorite
mean,
fruit, and I would put it on anything if I could.
are you the guy who gets like the whole pineapple, or you get like the one out of the can?
Either.
Okay.
I like the
Well,
canned
do you,
pineapple because I get to drink the juice that's at the bottom of it.
that's fair. All right. You can ask, I guess, same question.
I think you like pineapple on pizza.
I'm a kind of a purist when it comes to these things. So like I'm gonna generally say no because I'm more of kind of the art of the antique, I guess,
Yeah.
or the tradition. So like whenever I do like a lot of my cooking, I want to like whenever I do stuff like that, I want to try to be
Yeah.
authentic with it.
That makes sense.
So
I don't think
also
anything
I
impresses me
shit
when it comes
real
to
bad
pizza.
whenever I do have pineapples. So
Fair enough. All right. Question number five. If I was on a deserted island, which celebrities would I choose to be on the island with? I'm going to give you two
uh,
groups of three people, and you're going to pick one
well,
from
I
each
already
group.
know the answer. It's Brother Yubby.
I would pick Brother Yebby. But yeah, all right. So I'm gonna give you three people in each group, and you're gonna pick one. So
Okay.
group one, Dwayne the Rock Johnson, Eminem, and Gordon Ramsay, and then group two, Taylor Swift, Tim Sweeney, who is the CEO of Fortnite, or my high school principal.
Uh, the Fortnite one and Dwayne the Rock.
Hmm. I did pick Dwayne Johnson just because I like Dwayne Johnson, and I think he'd probably. I mean, he's a Samoan, so he's got. I'm sure he has good
Yeah,
survival skills. And then for group two, I actually picked my high school principal.
that is a very specific person. That is kind of funny.
My high school principal, I fucking love the dude. Shout out Andy. Um, but he's one of the most enthusiastic people I've ever met in my life. He came in being the principal my freshman year, like halfway through the year, and he had like so much enthusiasm, and like he became such a meme because he was so happy all the time, and everybody thought it was going to die off after a couple years. But I mean, it's been, let's see, my freshman year was in 2015, 2016, I think. So he's still pushing on very strong. I see him on TikTok all the time. Um, we're the Patriots. That's their mascot, and um,
Okay.
for
Yeah.
for the last 10 years, every single time he finishes any like speech or TikTok video or anything, he says, "I can't hide my Patriot pride," and he says it all the time. Such a nice
That's
fucking
pretty
guy.
cool.
Love that guy.
Yeah, you can skip me on that one because I don't I don't really look up to a lot of celebrities, really just sports figures, I guess. You can game like a few of the Phillies players, a few of the Eagles players maybe, but like that's kind of it.
Fair enough. My uncle's from Philly, so I am a small Philly fan because of that. Yeah. All right. Question number 6. If a player that we drafted for 40K started the season 0-3, how would I manage that player going forward? A.
Uh
Oh,
okay,
you
go
got
ahead.
options here. You got options.
Okay, my first answer was complain to me in DMs, but
That definitely would happen. But yeah, so A, keep playing them in hopes they turn it around. B, give them a few weeks to rest and run without your best player. Or C, drop them at mids.
so, I mean, I'll answer the same as I do. It's the second one. I would give them a week off or two and see how they feel. If it's before mids, then maybe try to trade them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, but other than that, like, it's give them a week or two, see what's up. If they need, like, that's how I would approach it. I wouldn't just keep beating the horse.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that you also wouldn't beat the horse, unless you like beating horses. But
No, I think either A or B is fine. Drop them at mid seems a little unnecessary unless that's what they ask for. Um,
hmm
but I'm fine with like playing them still. But if I did want to play them still, I would probably reach out and be like, hey, are you okay? Do you need time off? But if we're assuming like I'm not reaching out and I'm just making the decision on my own, I'm gonna give them a couple weeks to
yeah.
rest because I think that
And
makes the
that's
most
where the
sense.
involvement part of captaining comes
Yeah,
in for me. It's like, we are still people and like treat you as people and not just, a name like on a website.
yeah,
So it's like, yeah, if you're struggling, it's like, yeah, you come to me or I'll come to you and be like, yo, is everything all right? Like,
yeah.
is there anything we can help with? So yeah, and if they need a week off, that's fine.
But yeah, I kind of like especially because like I said, they're starting 0-3, so we're assuming that mids would be the week after. So if I just don't let them be super involved in mids, other than like if they think we need trades, and then I also give them week 4 off, then they get 2 weeks basically mons free as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
And then they might be ready to go by week 5. So really, we're only losing them for 1 week. So
hmm
yeah, I think that's the best answer. All right, so we got that one right. Question number 7. This is the last question. If we get this right, we are currently in first place.
Let's
Um,
go.
if we did not get picked to captain, which obviously we will because I picked the captain, but if we were not captaining, how much do you think, or sorry, how much do I think you would go for in the auction?
Me?
Yes, how much do
Um,
I think you would go for in the auction? Now,
is
now
this assuming that
I'm
you
not.
weren't a captain?
I'm not captaining. Now let me. I got to think of a number here because I haven't thought about this.
I don't know how many of the
So
people actually know me besides Raw and Lawgeist, but like they can play
yeah.
VGC. I
Um,
guess Raw could pick me.
but for ground rules, we'll say this is like a mid first round nom, so everybody still has their full budget. It's not like a late thing where you're getting
Yeah.
it for like 5K. And um, if we get it within 2, we get the point. 2K. Um, I think I got my number. I think I got a pretty good number here.
I would value myself at like 13.
So your answer is 13.
Yes.
That's crazy because I said 15.
I was thinking 15 is kind of like the
Yeah,
like base number, but then it's like I'm good for one format.
yeah.
So can you really spend 15 on a one trick?
I mean, I guess it depends on how many of the people like know you, maybe talk to you, because like you said, you're willing to mock in slots you don't even know how to play. Um, And
Yeah.
a couple of the captains have been in other servers with you, so they do kind of know you. Like uh, Chris and Women Respecter were both in the NPPA tour,
Mhm.
so they both
So,
saw you play there. And Cavern knows you, Ral knows you, Logan knows you, and like even if I think it's even if like neither one of them want to like bid on you, they're probably going to like upbid into like the
yeah.
late tens for you, just to make somebody else pay more because they know you're worth more. You know what I mean?
Mhm. Now, does it what you value yourself as? Do you have your own number?
Yeah. Well,
Okay,
this
let
is
me.
really weird because
Oh, because you're the owner, so people are gonna be like, "Haha."
yeah. Well, you'd think, but last team tour, let me
My guess for you would be 22.
22. Let me look because I'm just gonna use what I got drafted for last team tour because I was not a captain. Let me find it.
I think because you're the owner here, though, you can up yourself like 2 points.
Yeah, I can see that.
22 is my guess. 22.
Let me see how much I went for. I went for 18.
So add two
Yeah.
because you're the owner, and we got there.
I
That
also
was my criteria, was it not?
yeah. I also got nommed pretty late. Um, I think there were a lot of teams that had like 4 or 5 people before I got nommed. I was surprised I went as late as I was or I did. But yeah, what was I gonna say? A lot of the captains that I actually picked did not know me super well, so I didn't expect it very much. But I think if we were talking about this set of captain duos, knowing that I can play any format here, I think I would probably go for like 25.
Yeah.
Just because I think these captains know me a lot better than the last set do. Because the last ones, one of them is like, or one of the captain duos, they're both my best friends. Other than that, um, I didn't really know any of them super well at the time, so
That's fair.
I didn't expect many of them to bid on me other than the one duo that I knew. So I was even kind of shocked I went for 18K. I thought I would go for like 10 just because nobody knew me, which is funny because it's my tour.
Excellent.
But yeah, so we did get that one right, which means that we now hold first place, and
W.
there's only one more captain duo to go, and it's Adam
It
and
is
Matt.
shameful that if we're in first place and we've known each other the least amount of time.
100%. But people are gonna say we cheated because I could have just said yes to all the answers, which I didn't.
Well, the conspiracy's funnier.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, all right. So I believe that does it for us. To anybody that was able to get through all of this, I appreciate you guys watching. Spades and I had a good time. Spades, is there anything else that you wanted to add before we head out?
No, just let's get it going.
I'm very excited
That's
for the auction.
I'm really bad at closing things.
That's all right. I'm very
I,
excited for
I
the auction.
I just say I'm out and then close OBS. Like,
But yeah,
yeah,
we're both very excited. We've been in our DMs talking about how excited we are for a while. Um, you know, it's not very often that you get like super excited for a tour, but we have
hmm,
a great list of apps. We got a lot of good friends that we're going to be auctioning against. So
good competition is enough drive.
yes, we got some
It's
good
gonna be
comp
good.
this time, so I'm very excited. But yeah, I guess that'll do it for us. And with this being the seventh captain interview, that means we only have one more to go. And I guess I will see you guys in that one. Peace.
Peace.